Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week.
Mother Nature has created some beautiful animals, but some of them, well, not so much. There are animals that have such bizarre features that make you scream at first sight. Want to see some of these creatures that will baffle you? Let's have a look at some of the bizarre animals in nature that probably shouldn't exist. Number 10. Glaucus Atlanticus. If we've learned anything from the Komodo Dragon, it's that dragons aren't the mythical beasts we once thought they were. The fact that they breathe fire, however, is only reserved for fictional movies. Although these dragons share part of the same name, they are nothing like the type you would expect. In fact, they are water dwellers, commonly known as dragon slugs. Blue dragons are officially Glaucus Atlanticus. When you think of sea slugs, you often imagine a slippery little bottom feeder, a little like the slugs we see in our gardens, but the dragon slug is nothing like you've ever seen before. Measuring a maximum of 1 inch long, these sea slugs may be small, but they are mighty. They are also extremely striking in the looks department, with beautiful markings making them stand out amongst the slightly ordinary peers. It uses a gas sac on its stomach to float upside down in warm ocean currents. Whilst floating, the dragon slug uses its tiny blue feet to snag small venomous jellyfish for dinner. The dragon slug quickly snatches up the helpless jellyfish, dismembering it with its strong jaws and rows of sharp needle teeth. And it's not only jellies that unwillingly drift into this dragon's path. These merciless creatures are also prone to eating each other if the need arises. Number 9. Blobfish. You must be thinking, what in the seven hells is that thing? Well, this is the infamous blobfish. It gets its name from its gelatinous flesh, which has slightly less density than water. It has an efficient approach, as it can float above the seafloor without swimming or applying any energy. The depth at which they are found, if they have muscles or bones, they will get crushed due to the atmospheric pressure, which is very high in the deeper parts of the ocean. But the practicality doesn't make it any less ugly. It looks like an odd, deflated old man who has given up on life. Its black eyes and downturned mouth and nose give it a saddened look. It is weird, gross, and yes, not beautiful. It is an endangered species and is found along the coast of South Africa. The poor creature was voted the ugliest animal on Earth by the World's Ugly Animal Society. Number 8. The Goliath tigerfish. When your name is Goliath, you better be one humongous, ferocious creature, and the Goliath tigerfish definitely lives up to that moniker. A native of the Congo River Basin, the Lualaba River, Lake Apemba, and Lake Tanganyika in Africa. It's the largest member of the tigerfish clan, a genus of fierce predators with protruding dagger-like teeth. The biggest one on record was nearly 5 feet long and weighed 154 pounds, the equivalent of a super welterweight prize fighter, and it outclasses other African game fish in speed and power. The Goliath tigerfish is a piscivore, which means it eats mainly fish. With such great size, an adult Goliath tigerfish will eat any other fish that it can overpower, such as small Nile perch. Locals say it's the only fish that doesn't fear the crocodile, and that it actually eats smaller ones. It also has been known to attack humans in rare instances. It's so lightning quick and forceful that not only will it snap an angler's line, but it will sometimes make off with his or her tackle. No wonder one fishing safari promoter requires clients to read a cautionary treatise on the Goliath before agreeing to a fishing trip. Number 7. Red-lipped batfish. Our next entry on the list is the red-lipped batfish, which looks like it's going out to an expensive restaurant on a Friday night. And you can't change our minds about that. This fish can be found around the Galapagos Islands and off Peru, where they swim around at depths of 3 to 76 meters or 10 to 250 feet. However, swimming might be an incorrect word for these fish. They are known to be bad swimmers and instead use their fins to walk along the ocean floor. As they reach a mature size of usually somewhere around 16 inches, they develop another body part on the top of their head, which acts as a lure to prey on. though they mainly hunt for smaller fish with bad vision, as the red-lipped batfish isn't in a position to swim after their prey, so they rely on their prey not noticing them instead. Not a very great hunter, but definitely an interesting animal to study. Number 6. Magnificent frigate bird. These pterodactyl-like blackbirds mostly soar along the coasts of the southern United States, Mexico, and the Caribbean. They are master aerialists, and you'll rarely see them landing on the water, and hardly do they ever flap their narrow wings. Rather, they use their deeply forked tails to steer as they glide effortlessly over tropical waters. Males have a big red inflatable throat pouch called a gular sac on their chest. Seeing them balloon their gular sacs to attract mates is truly a sight to behold if you're into bird watching. And even if you're not, it's just the perfect excuse to walk on the beach. But even as these birds may appear to be magnificent creatures, they are known to be quite dangerous bullies in the sky. The locals call them pirates of the sky and are variously referred to as the man-o'-war birds due to their weird habit of stealing food from seagulls and other birds midair. Number 5. Wolverine frog. So, have you ever seen a hairy frog? No? Do you want to? No matter your answer, we will show it to you. Anyway, so buckle up. The hairy frog can be found in many different areas, including the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Nigeria, and Cameroon. It prefers subtropical or tropical forests and plantations, so there is a chance of finding them in such places. The hair grows on the males during the breeding season to help them breathe underwater longer, allowing them to guard their unhatched eggs. Because going to the surface too often may attract predators. You might not believe us, but the hair on this frog isn't the weirdest thing about this species. The frog can break its own bones to produce claws that puncture through the frog's toe pads, so it can defend itself. Now, you can probably see where the Wolverine part of their name comes from. This frog is also called the horror frog, which doesn't need to be explained after we just told you the information about this species. Scientists assume that breaking their bones is a gruesome defense mechanism. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments below. Number 4. Great Patu. If you look at pictures of the great patu online, it seems like the bird was photoshopped to look this derpy. But these birds shouldn't be taken lightly. Something to keep in mind is that their most famous pictures only became famous because they caught the patu bird at the silliest possible moment or the worst possible angle. The great patu is a species of bird that lives in Central and South America. The great thing about this bird is that it uses camouflage as a way to avoid predators. Their colors and markings make it easy for the bird to pose as a big branch. That is, of course, if it doesn't open its eyes or move. However, the thing here is that it doesn't have to open its eyes to see. Yes, you heard that right. The great patu has special notches on their upper eyelids that allow them to see and detect movements, even when their eyes are closed. Pretty cool, isn't it? Seeing with your eyes closed would be cool, but it wouldn't be very practical while sleeping. Number 3. The marabou stork. The marabou stork is often considered one of the ugliest animals on the planet. Of course, some features such as the bald pink or reddish head with scattered shaggy feathers, the huge massive tapered beak, and its ungainly structure make this bird repulsive at first sight. But actually, the gregarious bird is an essential scavenger that cleans the nature of all its waste and carrion, often associated with vultures. Removing carcasses and rotting materials often helps avoid the spreading of diseases. In African folklore, this stocky-looking stork was created by God out of leftover bird bits, where he ran out of animal parts, leading to its ungainly appearance. That's pretty mean, I have to say. The birds are monstrously huge, standing 5 feet tall, with a wingspan that, at 10 feet, rivals that of the Andean condor. Although it typically maintains a deathly silence, the stork makes occasional grunts with its bib-like throat sac. Its head is bald, and it is a hotbed of diseases, hosting a range of worm-like parasites. In the bird world, it would be no win in a beauty contest. Number 2. bowfin fish. This fish belongs to the Emendae family and is the only living member left on Earth. The descendants date back to the Jurassic period, when the likes of the T-Rex roamed the Earth. The bowfin is a slimy, greedy individual that is found in the sluggish North American waters. It has a prehistoric appearance with a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth and a never-say-die attitude, at least if this footage of its scrap with a large river eel is anything to go by. Sitting with its mouth ajar, head slightly poking out of what looks like a mud hole in the ground, an eel comes and walks into the open mouth of the bowfin fish. Moments later, it realizes what it has done, but it is too late. The eel struggles and tries to get out, but the bowfish twists and rolls and is finally able to swallow the eel whole. And kids, this is how the bowfin hunts. What a strange creature. Number 1. Streaked tenrec. While researching this tenrec species, we couldn't stop chuckling. They just look so ridiculous, like a Pikachu, but it's also a mouse mixed with a hedgehog. They also look like they have just woken up and haven't had time to brush their hair yet. The streaked tenrec can be found in the lowlands of Madagascar, which also houses Fossa and Ai, who also look a little odd. A true playground for evolution. Their main diet consists of earthworms, and they adapted to hunting them quite well. They can be seen tapping their little feet on the ground, which is believed to increase the activity of the worms, which makes it easier for foraging. As if they weren't cute enough already, they can communicate with their quills too. When getting lost in Madagascar's rainforest, they use the quills on their back to make a noise when rubbing them together, and the tenrec is also the only mammal to be able to communicate this way. Aren't they just adorable? Which one of these animals did you find the most bizarre? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.